to find a way to cope with every day. I look in every face, and I don't feel too good in what I do. Inseparable. Feeling sorry. 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 Feeling And I followed you back home, and I wanted to find your home, and I find it every night, and I want you to be my light. And you said that I was really insane, really insane. You said that I was really insane, really insane. You said that I was really insane, really insane. You said that I was really insane, really insane. And I wanted to be your friend, and I wanted it till the end, and I wanted every night, and I want you to be my light. And you said that I was really insane, really insane. You said that I was really insane, really insane. You said that I was really insane, really insane. You said that I was really insane, really insane. You said that I was really insane, really insane. Now I'm really insane, and I'm really insane, and I'm really insane, and I'm really insane. Go! Welcome to the Mono A Mono Show here on Sound FM 100.3, Mono A Mono, and boy do we have a show. I'm going to go through a bunch of stuff. I was able to track down my notebook, my old Mono A Mono notebook. Every year the Mono A Mono Show does, and last week I was hinting at this,
every year the Mono A Mono Show does the top songs of each year. And this year is going to be no different. This has been a tradition that Mono A Mono chooses the top 10. Some years it's the top 15, like in 2015. The top 10, I think it's been a top 10 every year other than 2015. Chooses the top 10 albums released during that year. And this year is a super amazing year. There has been so many things that have come out that are just phenomenal. I'm going to play a bunch of them. And I'm also going to go through a couple old ones. So the Mono A Mono Show has been doing this since 2012. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, it's not all me. This will be our 7th year. It's not all me just, I'm kind of looking through because I've got a couple 2016s in here. It's not all me making the choices. I've got a couple 2017s in here as well. It isn't just me making the choices. The Mono Amigos, you definitely have an input, as well as the other Mono A Mono hosts and ex-hosts. They give their input as well. And we even send an email out to the CKMS membership that they can put in and let us know what they think are their tops. And we go through a whole bunch like that. So today I'm if you're following me on the YouTube channel, and if you go to www.radiowaterloo.ca and you click on our Listen Live link, it's the first link right at the top there. If you end up clicking that, there is a link to the CKMS YouTube live stream. Some people are currently watching on the CKMS YouTube live stream. On there, you may notice I usually do the show with my headphones on, but we had an extremely exciting week where the Zemlinsky Quartet, some people in the region may have heard about this, the Zemlinsky Quartet was performing at, I believe it was a local, I'm not sure if it was Conrad Grable or Wilfrid Laurier. Makes more sense if it was Wilfrid Laurier because they're more known for their music, but Conrad Grable, I think, it's either Conrad Grable or one of the other universities associated with the University of Waterloo are well known for music as well. So anyways, the Zemlinsky Quartet was there performing at a professor. This professor had set up almost like a performance area in their home. It was unbelievable. And so I got the opportunity to go this past Wednesday to check them out. But even before that, and they were phenomenal. Let me just say they were phenomenal. Classical music is not my thing if you've listened to the Mono A Mono Show before, but it was unbelievable checking this band out. Just seeing them play. I don't even know what all the instruments were. There were like violins, and then there were like different violins, big ones, and one that was on the floor and stuff. And what was neat was apparently, so they had a pianist perform as well, which I guess they hadn't had before that, which that even apparently added to it as well. But these guys are phenomenal on their own. They're a Czech quartet, and yeah, so they collaborated with the band that Mono A Mono helps run, the Robot Apocalypse Collective. And long story short, in order to have enough headphones, because we've never recorded a quartet with a recording person, and so DJ Jeff wanted to have enough headphones, so we borrowed my station headphones. So I can't run background music today because I have no way to hear the mix here. But I'm gonna go with an easy one. An easy one that came out. It was my profile pick for a little bit. Was A Perfect Circle was released this year, but I don't know if it will be tainted because of all the stuff that came out about Maynard, the lead singer of A Perfect Circle. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to go with Disillusioned to kick off this one, but I've got a whole bunch. I'm going to even go through and kind of go through the top 10s from different years, starting with 2012. And I still need to dig a little bit deeper because these may be my picks, although looking at 2012's, I wouldn't pick all those bands, so I don't think that those are my picks. That may be the collective what happened. But different years, like for example, 2016, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 top 10s. So I'm going to look at which one I think is probably the top 10 of that year, and then I'll go with that one. So, without further ado, here is some Disillusioned by A Perfect Circle right here on the Mono a Mono Show.
the silicone obsession down. Take a look around. Find a way in the silence. Lies to hide away with your back to the ground. This and reconnect to the resonance now. You were never an island. Unique voice among the many in this choir. Tuning into each other. Lift all higher. Hey, how Take a look around. Find a way in the silence. Lies to hide away with your back to the ground. Distant reconnect to the resonance now. You were never an island. You and me, voice among the many in this choir. Tuning into each other, lift all higher.
This is Z109.
Hey, what's up, everybody? With a cherry
It's not
on top.
C109.
This is Jackie Cherry for Z109, where the hits keep coming and coming, and oh, baby, coming. And oh, do we have a treat in store for you tonight? Which brings us to our very special guests, the Smashing Pumpkins, who've accepted the Z109 challenge. And the best part is, it's all for charity and some good old spooky fun. Which, if you can hear the sound of my voice, why don't you bust a cherry and log on to the Z109 Zcam, where you'll be able to watch all the hauntings and goings-ons with the rest of us live as Billy, Jimmy, James, and Jeff try to survive the murderous night.
If you can't tell who that voice is, it's the lead singer of Sugar Ray. Anyways, the Pumpkins hired him for the shiny and oh so bright, kind of like a, I don't know, a ringleader to introduce the shows. This one I don't have. I'm trying to run it off YouTube.
And a suit is always suited just for you.
We'll see if it gets into the song. This song is supposed to be silvery sometimes. It's also titled Ghosts. James Iha is back in the band. I don't really like it all the other track, which is Solara. But anyways, Metric invited me to the show. This is Smashing Pumpkins. Hopefully we get to the track. I don't know how long this intro is. I might switch to it. It looks almost like winners of a contest are at it.
Cutout of herself. Shall we do our ghastly countdown together? Are you ready, my Z109ers? Are you ready?
Disregard, totally disregard the Z109. This is 102.7 CKMS. Wow. I don't know. See, it is a very cheesy video, but I think it's a pretty good song. I was looking through my lists here, and I could be wrong, but I don't see Smashing Pumpkins once on this list. And Smashing Pumpkins were one of my probably favorite bands growing up. I don't see them on the list once. But then again, they haven't really had too many albums in the past couple years. And I wonder, I really like they had a song, One and All. I wonder if it made it somewhere, but I can't remember exactly what year that was released. So Mano a Mano has been running the top 10 since 2012. Between 2011 and 2008, when we started, there was no top 10. And it's not always a good thing to rate the best songs. But anyways, we wanted to kind of put it out there, have an exciting show of top music. And the way that Mano a Mano feels about it, sorry, I was just moving the mic. It's not always, like some of these other places pick huge bands, and it's always like Nine Inch Nails and Lady Gaga and I don't even know, some rapper guy that walks on stage and pulls the mic away from Taylor Swift, and also Taylor Swift, and like weird people. So we wanted to put on our list actually good music, not just people who record companies are really trying to push. I'm not saying by playing that Smashing Pumpkins song that they are necessarily going to be on the CKMS top 10, but they are in the running. I felt like that was a darn good song, and not to mention one of the best songs that Smashing Pumpkins have released in a long time. Now, there are a whole bunch of bands. I'm going to get into a couple other bands that are releasing some brand new stuff. I'm going to jump into one of my favorites was a band called Dilly Dally. Now, the Robot Apocalypse, we approached them and asked them if they would add a guitar or a vocal. And initially, when I was doing the first run of the Robot Apocalypse, I wouldn't say that we were turned down by them. We weren't necessarily turned down by them. They turned us down nicely. They said they were busy, but they did turn us down. Maybe I might have even followed up. Maybe I'll follow up a third time. But Dilly Dally, if you're watching, I think your band is phenomenal. So we would love to have a collaboration. And a lot of people, for whatever reason, some people think vocals are easy, especially if we provide the words. They can easily do a vocal track. Some people do not like to do vocals because a lot of the time a vocal is kind of representative of the band. Like a lot of people say, Tom Yorke, his solo stuff is just Radiohead. Like it sounds like just a slightly different Radiohead. So anyways, that might be the reason. But we'd even love a guitar track. Anyways, here is some brand new Dilly Dally. They had an album come out this year called Heaven. Came into the station, and it is heavenly. I'm going to get to I Feel Free. Before I start getting into some of these years' top 10 lists, right here on the Mano a Mano show.
We started again in a moment of silence. Still couldn't be friends, but I want you to find what might make sense, man. It's already hurt
All right, there it is. A couple tracks right there. What you just heard was some Wet Secrets, Final Curtain Call for a Drama Queen. I don't know if it's the whole thing. I think it's the whole thing. It may just be called Final Curtain Call. What's a little bit scary, not really scary, but we are huge fans here on the Mono A Mono Show of the Wet Secrets. A very cool way that we found this band was the Mono A Mono Show used to be me and DJ Adrock. And what we used to do was a battle each week. And the one week we said, you know what? We're just going to go to the wall. They were getting rid of a lot of the CDs because we were moving at that point. And we were just going to pull. We were just going to grab 5 CDs each. It could be based upon the name, based upon the cover, whatever we thought. And we'd talk about it. Anyways, I grabbed the Wet Secrets album, Rock Fantasies. And I pulled it, first of all, because of the band name, the Wet Secrets. I thought that was kind of entertaining. And then they had a track called Grow Your Own Effing Mustache. I believe the effing was the full explicit right there in the album title. I played that, fell in love. They've been one of my favorite bands ever since. And along with DJ Adrock and a lot of the Mono Amigos. So that was way back in, I don't know what year, but I'm just looking here. We didn't realize at the time, we were big Shout Out fans. In 2012, Shout Out was in our top 10 at number 6. Back then I didn't write what song it was for. 2013, I'm looking, Wet Secrets, Sunshine was in there. 2014, Wet Secrets, Maybe We'll Make a Plan was in at number 3. This is the year before they were number 8, then number 3. 2015, the Wet Secrets were in at number 4 for I Can Swing a Hammer. 2016, the Wet Secrets were in at 8 for Kel Supreme. 2017, the Wet Secrets were in at number 6 for I'm not sure what. But it could have been that track right there. Anyways, every year, so Lyle Bell, lead singer of the Wet Secrets, is associated with Shout Out. I think I got that right. And he's been in the top 10 every year. But the Wet Secrets have not released an album this year. They've got 2 months, November, December, to get something done. Otherwise, this is going to be a momentous year for the Wet Secrets because this is the first time that they are not associated with our top 10 in any way. And I don't think we can make it happen. A single is fine. Release a single, please. Something. I'm going to have to look deeper. Maybe they already have. Maybe they'll watch this podcast after and they'll say, "You idiot, we already did." So I may have to look a little bit deeper. I'm not sure. But I was looking up Dilly Dally, and I was making a note here. I don't know if we did this intentionally or what. It was 3 years ago. In at number 11 in 2015 was Dilly Dally for their album. I believe it. I just looked it up. I think it was called Soar. And it was for the track, I'm sure, Desire. Although there was another one on there that I liked better. Can't think of the track name right now. But I was making a note. In at number 9, I don't know if there is sibling rivalry, but the lead singer of Dilly Dally is Katie Monks. And in at number 9, we had Dave Monks, who must have also released something. Dave Monks was, DJ Adrock is a huge fan of Dave Monks. And what we do is we kind of rate them, and depending upon where we put them in our specific rating, they get a different kind of, they get a different point system. And so it also depends what comes in from other people as well, and then we tally up the points, and that's how we come up with our top 10. So kind of interesting. 2015 was the year Dilly Dally and Dave Monks were both in. And I don't know if Dave Monks has released anything this year. I'm going to have to look him up for a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a couple of Tokyo Police Club. That's what I was thinking. Dave Monks is from Tokyo Police Club. 2 weeks ago when I was in here, I held up an album that just came into the station. Tokyo Police Club just came in. This could be the year, like 2015, where Katie Monks and Dave Monks are again in our top 10. That would be interesting. That would be very cool. I believe Tokyo Police Club appears somewhere else in our top 10. It's just kind of handwritten now. I'm going to have to go through it and compile it and double check these because some of these may be my list. But back in 2012, at the #1 spot, Limb Lifter re-released their self-titled Limb Lifter album. And we figured because they had not been, because it had not been released in a time when CKMS or the Mono a Mono Show would have added it into a top 10, it was eligible, and it was voted as #1. Number 2 was Mother Mother. They released The Sticks that year. I think the track that was up there was The Sticks, which wasn't the single. We were big fans of that. In at number 3, Wax Mannequin released No Safe Home, I think it was. I don't know. Anyway, the track was Beware. Number 4 was Yukon Blonde. Number 5, Grizzly Bear. DJ Jeffy Jeff was a big fan of Grizzly Bear. Number 6, Shout Out, 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 Out. Number 7, Godspeed You, Black Emperor. Number 8, Yamatanka, Sonic Titans. Number 9, Kid Koala. DJ Dragon is a huge fan of Kid Koala. Actually gave Kid Koala, I don't know if he would still have it or not, the Robot Apocalypse vinyl. When he was in Kitchener, he had apparently like 50 stations and was patching in different people, mixing, doing different things. And DJ Dragon was one of those DJs that could have been patched into the performance that night. And numero 10 was Metric, which that's interesting because Metric also has got a new album out, and Metric invited us to that Smashing Pumpkins show where they opened for the Smashing Pumpkins, which was a phenomenal show. And I am close to saying that Metric almost stole the show, especially because their new song is so good. I'm going to hopefully get to that. I have so much that I want to get to. In the background, you're hearing Giraffes. I'm going to finish this track out by Giraffes before I jump into something else. Again, Giraffes is an unbelievable band that I found out about maybe last year or the year before. I've sent them some messages. They say they do collaborations and they will do stuff. I'm trying to get them to collaborate with the Robot Apocalypse. These guys are up there as my favorite band right now. I consistently have, this is their new album they released this year, Memory Lane. I constantly have this in my record player, and if not, I have their, not their previous album, but an earlier album. I can't think of the title of it. It's like More Skin with Milk Mouth or something like that. And I again, I don't even know the track titles. That's how up there they are. If I don't know the track titles, that means they're one of my vinyl bands. I find them so good that I buy their music on vinyl. And I just put it on my record player at home and just listen to the whole album straight. Giraffes, and Do Make Say Think are right up there, equal, par on par for that level. Speaking of Do Make Say Think, I've also asked a couple people from that band to collaborate. I don't know if it'll happen. They seemed into it. What these bands got to remember is, for example, we're trying to get, I think, Joe from Giraffes. And I believe the drummer, I would have to double check again, is named Tom. Oh, I feel bad now if I get this wrong. Anyway, we are not the other person in the band, so we probably play with a different style. We might not be as good, especially as these guys. Math rock is pretty hard to play. But we would still love the collaboration, love to promote you just as much on CKMS. So anyways, I keep talking and talking. I'm going to go into the rest of this Giraffes song before going into some more stuff, and then I'll go through maybe another year's top 10 list right here on CKMS Mono a Mono.
on the 401. The cop lights flashed me down outside Kingston. The officer said, son, I'm just like you. Try to ease up and pass on through. I'm shifty in the customs line. My suitcase is full of shitty Dutch wine. She hears the bottles rattle and clink, waves me right through with no real wink. My shopping cart won't fit anymore. Thoughtlessly, I walk right through the door. The clerk said, you don't look like a thief. I will let it slide, you can pay me next week. Oh, someone fixed the game for me. Someone fixed the game for me. I'm not on top, but I can see that somebody fixed it for me. I'm sick and scared of living downtown with the disenfranchised, volatile crowd. The bank man said he would sell us a loan for a no money down suburban home. What could go wrong? When the cop, the nurse, the fire brigade, I break down, they all run to my aid. It don't matter just how deep I get stuck. Someone arrives to dig me up. Someone fixed the game for me. Someone fixed the game for me. I scrambled high enough to see that somebody fixed it for me. When other blokes get tossed in the clink, I sneak by to frolic and drink. Some say it's 'cause I'm clever or nice, but that's just code for privileged and white. So if you're of the less fortunate, man up and oppress somebody else. Then in a generation or two, someone will fix the game for you, like someone fixed the game for me. I got a pair of nines and I'm hit with a 3. I'm no card shark, but the dealer knows me. Somebody fixed it, I see. But a storm has come. There's a flood rushing in. It's up to my neck and it's through to my skin. Keep your head down. Everything's fine, don't worry about yours. I got what's mine. You see the auctioneer, he's manning the raft. He's calling out the oars and the mast. If I can bid the other guy down, I will sail home, the rest can drown. Someone fixed the game for me. Someone fixed the game for me. That sun is sure hot, but I'll sail it free. Somebody fix this for me. Yeah, someone fixed the game for me. Someone fixed the game for me. Not a drop to drink, no land to seek it. Somebody fix this for me. Can somebody fix this for me? Can somebody fix this for me?
There it is, right there on CKMS 102.7. Some Wax Mannequin, huge friend of the show. We used to have a show called Non-Toxic Airwaves. They even had Wax Mannequin play at their wedding. I'm going into some more Wax Mannequin in the background. I don't really know if you can hear it. I've got it turned way down in the back because I don't have my headphones tonight. But both DJ Adrock, myself, DJ Matador, and DJ Jeffy Jeff are all on the same basketball team. So I wanted to go into this track as well. Now, I'm going to quickly do a run through here. 2013 top 10, there were two tied at the top 10 spot. A Perfect Circle by and Down and Pick a Piper. I believe that year Pick a Piper came in and did an interview release right on the Mono a Mono show, which was a special event for us. 9 MGMT, 8 The Wet Secrets, 7 Haim, 6 The Strokes. This seems like back when I don't know, feels like there were a lot of Mono Amigos voting. Because I can't, to be honest, and nothing against Haim or The Strokes or Walk Off the Earth, but I can't even imagine what song would be that high from theirs. Daft Punk was up there. That was a good year for Daft Punk, though. Frightened Rabbit. DJ Adrock was a huge Frightened Rabbit fan. They came in at number 2. And the Mounties came in at number 1. I think for a while, I'll mention this as we go, number 1 in 2012 was Limb Lifter. Number 1 in 2013 was the Mounties with Headphones. Number 1 in 2014 is the Mounties again with If This Dance Catches On. They released Headphones early in 2013, then they released their whole album in 2014. If This Dance Catches On was another single from that. Number 2 was Death From Above, 1979. That was close. It was probably tied for number 1. If I remember correctly, they were. In at number 3 was The Wet Secrets, Maybe We'll Make a Plan. The Gay 90s at number 4 with Letterman. Life in Vacuum, who used to be a KW band, in at number 5 with their song 7. Bad Bad Not Good in at number 6. Ben Sinister, Best of You, amazing song, in at number 7. Tokyo Police Club, there he is, 2 years in a row. Dave Monks, what was he then? In at 8 and then 9 the next year. Adult Jazz at 9. And a double 10 again, Smash Boom Pow and Ott. I'm going to finish off this basketball track here on CKMS.
You'll get better.
And that's what I keep saying to my son, that he'll get better. It's a great way to win a trophy. And if you're bad at basketball, you can try and you'll get better. But he doesn't want to play. I feel bad. Anyway, I was looking through my list here. And one of my favorite local bands, speaking of Life in Vacuum, is a band called Cursed Arrows. And I can't find them in any of the top 10s. Now, they may be in my list. Some of these are my lists. But in the top 10s, I don't see any. Definitely this year they're gonna. You have got to hear this track. I forgot to play it 2 weeks ago when I was in because it wasn't on my iPod. But I had it at home. And it is phenomenal. So I'm going to make sure to get this up. This is a track, their album is Rebirth. They've taken a little bit of time off. They've added another member. And they've kind of done things differently. They've always been guitar, drums, vocals. And now they're doing things a little bit different. I remember asking them to collaborate with the Robot Apocalypse. And I was kind of, we were miscommunicating over email. And I was saying, like, I think you guys would fit perfect with our synths and our drums and our guitars. And they thought I was talking about their synths, drums, and guitars. And they were like, no. We use only guitars, no synthesizers and drums. And I was like, yeah, I know that, I know. Anyways, that's not the case anymore. And I like their old sound. I love their old sound. I had them in and they did a whole interview with them, and that was amazing. And I even appear on their kind of like a I don't know what they call it, a rockumentary about their band. But this new one, it's so different and it's so fresh. I don't know. It's definitely one of my favorites from the year. So here it is. This is Near Death Daydream right here on CKMS 102.7.
On a day like any other day, our heads were in a haze. We'd been there for a decade. As we walked in the woods in the shade, I was feeling pretty faint. That was the day that I left you. My eyes rolled back and my legs gave out. You held my coat as I fell to the ground. I know that day that you saved my life. You called my name and I returned to you. I returned to you when I left. I don't know where I went. Thought my time was all spent. I didn't know if I'd see you again. In the dark, thought I might have been dreaming. Thought I drifted off sleeping. But you were there with me, telling me you loved me. When I came back, I couldn't feel my hands. You held me close and told
All right, there you have it. Some Parker Bosley, Chemicals. And I'm sure in that song he's talking about his prescription medication or the newly in Canada legalized chemicals that people can inhale or consume in other ways. But anyways, I'm sure that Parker Bosley, the Mono A Mono Show, now he is a touring member of both the Mounties, who I just mentioned came in the #1 spot in 2013 and 2014. He was a touring member of that band. As well, he was a touring member towards the end of Hot Hot Heat, who end up being #1 a little bit later with their final release. In addition, he is a member of a band that Mono A Mono rated in at #4 in 2013. 2013 was a good year. Called Fur Trade. Fur Trade was an unbelievable band. We rated them #4. There were so many good songs on that album. I have that album actually on vinyl, and it is another one that you can just put on and listen to from start to end. Probably back then we were huge fans of If This Dance Catches On, but we could have chosen any song off of that album. Praying to the Lottery God. What's the one? It's not Fur Trade. It's like if we're, I don't know, being in someone's city. Anyway, I would have to see it. Anyways, again, on our radar, definitely, because Parker Bosley is amazing. And probably going to show up in our top 10 for this year. Now, looking at this stuff, 2015 was a big year. We did the top 15 instead of the top 10. It seems every year we've done the top 10. #1, Limb Lifter. So Ryan Dahl again. Limb Lifter, the Mounties, Limb Lifter. This was the year when they released Pacific Milk. Dopamine was #1. #2, Robot Apocalypse, Mechanical Heart. In fact, I just thought of this as I'm reading this. I didn't plan this. Parker Bosley collaborated with the Robot Apocalypse on Mechanical Heart. So did Ian Summers and a local KW First Nations musician named Elsa Jane. #3, Son Lux. #4, The Wet Secrets. #5, The Chemical Brothers. #6, Kenny Bridges. #7, Modest Mouse. #8, Rat Tat Tat. #9, Dave Monks. #11, Gay 90s, who also, I'm seeing this, Gay 90s were in it in 2014 in the #4 spot. Also Parker Bosley bands. #11, Dilly Dally. #12, The Elwins. #13, Veruca Salt. That's when Veruca Salt came back together. #14, Matt and Kim. #15, Ott. 2016. In the #1 spot, Age of Electric. So Ryan Dahl again. Tied for #1. Hot Hot Heat, which also Parker Bosley was a performing, touring member of. Holy F, they released a brand new album with Tom Tom. Radiohead, Burn the Witch. Smash Boom Pow with Listen to Me at #5. Bad Bad Not Good at #6. Pack AD at #7. Wet Secrets at #8. Royal Canoe at #9. And we had a three-way tie for #10 with Ian Summers and his project Isomer. All Failure. Pup with If Tour Doesn't Kill You, I Will. Or Kill Us. I don't know. And 9 Inch Nails, Burning Bright. Okay, I'm going to save 2017. I'm going to get to a couple more tracks here The Mounties were up there for a whole bunch. They haven't released their album. They said, now I like when this happens because then we can put them up as long as they release another single next year for multiple years. But they've released a couple singles off of their albums already. I'm going to get to one of those singles. This is De-Evolve Again, the newest single off what they say an upcoming album is coming out. I imagine this is off it. Here is the Mounties, which includes Steve Bays, Ryan Dahl, and Huxley Workman, and Parker Bosley is a performing member. Right here on CKMS 102.7.
Well, I don't want to go home yet. I got nothing to do. I don't have a care in the world.
All right, there's some Anywhere off their Anywhere 2 album. That wasn't quite the track that I had intended, but Anywhere is one of those bands that I was talking about earlier where they're one of those bands where you just buy the record and you put on the record. You listen to the full side, you flip it over, you listen to the whole other side. So I don't know exactly what track. For when they make it into the top 10, we might have to do a top 15 because there I think have already been 10 bands that I've said will likely be in the top 10, and I feel like they should be right up there with them. That track is amazing, but there's even more amazing tracks. This album, it's probably not as hard to get if you're just trying to get like to go on iTunes and buy the MP3s or to stream or whatever. If you're trying to get it on vinyl, they only printed I'm gonna say 1,000 vinyl this time. Last time for their first album, Anywhere, and this one's Anywhere 2, they only printed 500. They might have repressed it, I'm not sure, but they only printed 500. I just recently got that one too, and that one is fantastic also. They say its members, I was just looking ahead here, I'm going to read out 2017 and then go into 2 local new releases. Number 10 of 2017 was At the Drive-In. This Cedric from At the Drive-In, lead vocalist, is also in Anywhere. So, tie right there. Also on Anywhere 2, it's got Dave Novoselic from Nirvana. He plays, I don't know what he plays, a kazoo or something. Probably not a kazoo, but it's not the bass. It's like a weird instrument that you wouldn't think that he would play. Maybe it's an accordion. I don't know. But something weird. Anyways, in 2017, go out and check out Anywhere and Anywhere 2. 2017 at number 10, At the Drive-In. Number 9, local legend, Gary Kane. He just moved down to Texas. That's how good he is. Anyway, number 8, Age of Electric, Ryan Dahl again. Number 7, Godspeed You Black Emperor. Number 6, The Wet Secrets again. Number 5, Smash Boom Pow. Number 4, Pick a Piper. Number 3, Death from Above. Number 2, we were so excited, Do Make Say Think just got back together. Actually, I believe these top ones are tied for number 1. Do Make Say Think tied for number 1 with the Robot Apocalypse Collective. And their song Pick Me Up, which features a member of Smash Boom Pow. And a member of Life in Vacuum. So, right there. 2017 was the first year that Ryan Dahl was not in the top 10. However, he didn't really release anything. Age of Electric comes in at number 8 with some B-sides that didn't make their album that they released in 1995 or 96. So and the songs are amazing. They're better than anything that's on the radio right now. Maybe I'll even get to the one track in particular that I really like. But 2017, another great year. We might have to do, it's been 2 years since we've done a top 15. We might have to do a top 15. Because there are some even amazing local bands. One of the local bands, Green Tree Frogs, who also has collaborated with Robot Apocalypse Collective. Jeff was in here, and he did the most innovative thing that I've seen on the Mono A Mono Show before. It is up on the, if you're watching on the YouTube, scroll back a couple and check out the Green Tree Frogs interview and the live performance. He was playing acoustically, but with loop pedals attached to the microphones that would loop what he was doing. Unbelievable stuff. This is one of the tracks off their song Lizard Tree that he explained where this track came from. So again, check out that interview. This is Starlight off the album Lizard Tree by the Green Tree Frogs right here on Mono a Mono. Oh, I'm going to jump right into another collaborator, Cara Lee, off her Home EP. I think I'm going into Home. Right here on Mono a Mono.
Where's it coming from? Are we on? Okay, where's the mic?
It's just everywhere. It's built in.
Really?
Yeah, it's recording it, see?
Wait, that was off.
Up and freaking
There. Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember what I was playing.
This one because
nowhere. I'll be back. To be back home. It's a connection I've always known. Wishing I heard like singing. Soundtrack of my travels plays as life unfolds. The soundtrack of my travels, oh, it plays as life unfolds. It follows me back, follows me back, back home. It follows me back, it follows me back, back home. Life sings with a metronome. Life sings with a metronome. Life brings me back home.
All right, there you have it. Some Kara Lee right there with her track Home. To kick off the show, I forgot to mention this. I started with some Cyanide Kiss. And when I can't make it in, usually it's the Cyanide Kiss and the Green Tree Frogs interview. But I've just gone through the Mono a Mono archives, and I found a whole bunch of past interviews that we've done here on the Mono a Mono show. So I'm going to be uploading those and getting those kind of into the circulation as well. But Cyanide Kiss on the Mono a Mono record label, we kind of became that when we released the Robot Apocalypse Collective. Anyways, Cyanide Kiss re-released a bunch of their albums. They are eligible. And possibly Robot Apocalypse may be releasing more stuff. Actually, they released the vinyl earlier this year. However, I just put my book away. in an earlier year, Pick Me Up and Mechanical Heart were in some top 10s because they were released early at different points because they were part of the audio comic that was released. And then Pick Me Up was released early last year as part of the... actually, that was the summer that the Radio Waterloo documentary came out. Pick Me Up must have been part of the next year when the audio comic was released also, because there were a couple seasons of that. Anyways, if you were watching on YouTube and you have other ideas of what should be in the top 10, which may turn into a top 15 because there are so many good things, make sure down in the comments below to put your favorites. As well, if you're listening on the FM or online, if you're online, I don't know why you just don't jump on YouTube. You get to see, you put a face to the sounds right there. I don't know. They say certain things about radio hosts, so maybe you don't want to. But anyways, if you're listening without video, without a way to type, you can always message Mono a Mono Radio at Sound FM. It hasn't been updated. I think it is at radiowaterloo.ca. We don't check that one as much. We've got our intern Rob at radiowaterloo.ca. He will check out your stuff, your email, get back to you. Or if you search us up on the Facebook, you can always type in a message there. However, this is the first year that monoamonoradio.com is no longer. So I've had to go through the old podcasts, and we're slowly putting them up on our Bandcamp page, which has become more of kind of a place where people are going anyways. So we wanted to highlight that. Anyways, I've got a whole bunch of Robot Apocalypse coming up. There's more coming up on Radio Waterloo. Stick around if you can. Make sure to check it out because I've been training new shows. Some fantastic shows starting right here on CKMS. Anyway, that's all for me. Mono a Mono Show. We got a whole bunch of Robot Apocalypse coming up, and then we'll see what's going on until the evening. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Thanks again, Mono Amigos.